Call this meeting of the Sheffield Board of Selectmen to order for June 24th, 2024. Anyone wishing to speak during the meeting should raise their hand in order to be recognized by the chair. State your name for the record. We ask that you speak here at this podium so that the CTSB audience can hear. And as usual, CTSB is here recording our meeting, and we thank them for their service to us. Item number 1 on the agenda is approval of meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes for April 25th, 2024, 2 sets, May 2nd, 2024, May 7th, 2024, May 20th, 2024, and June 3rd, 2024.
I'll second that because Lee probably has to recuse himself on a couple of them.
I do.
So all those in favor for the 25th and the 2nd, were you here on the 7th?
Yes.
Yes, 26. So 25th and 2nd, aye.
Aye.
With one recusal, and then the 7th, 20th, and the 3rd. All in favor?
Aye.
Very good, thank you. The next item on the agenda is a discussion regarding resignations from school committee, animal control, and police department. Rhonda, would you update us on that, please?
Sure. So you have a resignation from H. Dennis Sears from the school committee. You have a resignation from Cassie Keeley as animal control. She had previously told us that she did not want to be animal inspector this year, and now she also is not seeking reappointment for animal control. And then you have a resignation from Jeffrey Spratt as a police officer.
I'll make a motion that we accept these resignations and offer a letter of thanks.
Second?
Motion made and seconded to accept the resignations and issue a letter of thanks from the board. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Item number 3 is appointment announcements. It is normally the selectmen's custom to announce and then appoint at our next meeting, which is normally 2 weeks away. Because of the vacation schedule in June, our next meeting will be next Monday, so these announcements will be made for 1 week so that the appointments can be made next week, so that they'll be on target for starting July 1st. So the appointment announcements that I have is BRCP Delegate, 1 year, 1 vacancy, Sari Hoy. Conservation Commission, Don Ward. I think that's a 3-year
Yes.
appointment. Constable, 1 vacancy, 1 year, Bruce Person. Historical Commission, 3 vacancies. We have 1 person, Lori Rydell. And Housing Commission, 2 vacancies, Susan Butler.
So can I just point out that when you move on to your appointments, you'll see that Susan Butler applied for a Housing Commission alternate and then has now applied for a full membership on the Housing Commission. So you may want to hold on that when you get to the next.
Okay. I'm also going to recommend that we hold on the Conservation Commission since we have a new candidate. And so now we have 6 candidates for 5 vacancies. I think we need an opportunity to consider that. So the next item on the agenda is the FY25 appointments. So I will read the ones that we're going to move on tonight, and I will put a hold on the other 2. Principal Assessor, 1 vacancy, Tammy Blackwell. Board of Health, 1 vacancy, Scott Smith. Board of Registers, 1 vacancy, Holly Arragee. Building Inspector, 1 vacancy, 1 year, Paul Green. Conservation Commission, we're going to hold.
Please.
Constable, 2 vacancies, 1 year, James McGarry. Council on Aging, 3 vacancies, Sandra French, Eileen Clark, John Gilligan. Cultural Council, Bonnie Silvers. Gas and Piping Inspector, 1 vacancy, 1 year, Bob Krupski. Gas and Piping Inspector Alternate, 1 vacancy, 1 year, Robert Gennari. Historical Commission, 5 vacancies, Priscilla Cote and Bonnie Silvers. Housing Commission, 3 vacancies, Kathy Orlando. Housing Commission Alternate, we're going to hold. Parking Clerk, 1 vacancy, Tillisy Joyce. Planning Board alternate, 1 vacancy, 1 year. We have 2 people for that position, Nadine Hopper and Pat Levine. So let's hold on that and take that one up separately as well. Plumbing Inspector, 1 vacancy, 1 year, Bob Krupski. Plumbing Inspector Assistant, 1 vacancy, 1 year, Robert Gennari. Recycling Coordinator, 1 vacancy, 1 year, Renee Wood. Sanitation Inspector, 1 vacancy, 1 year, Scott Smith. Town Clerk, 1 vacancy, Phyllis C. Joyce, 1 year. Town Council, 1 vacancy, 1 year, KP Law. Treasurer Collector, 1 vacancy, Monique Blair, that's also 1 year.
Nope.
Nope.
Phyllis and Monique are both 3-year.
Oh, are they 3 year? My correction, thank you. Veterans Agent, 1 vacancy, 1 year, Thomas Beasley. Zoning Board of Appeals, 1 vacancy, Mark McKetty. Zoning Board Alternates, 2 vacancies, 1 year, Renee Wood and Pat Levine.
So you're going to hold on that one as well?
It's 2 vacancies.
It's 2 vacancies.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yep, okay.
So I would make a suggestion that we make a motion to accept all of the appointees with the exception of the 3 holds.
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. So let's go to the Planning Board alternate because that's the only one we can discuss tonight. We have 2 people that have applied for 1 position. I applied because I felt that with Renee leaving the Board of Selectmen, that we really needed a Select Board member to start learning a little bit more about zoning. And the only way to do that is to participate in the meetings when you can and to attend otherwise. So obviously I won't be able to make a motion or vote for myself, so it'll be up to the 2 of you to decide whether you want to appoint Pat or Nadine. I just wanted you to know why I had put my name in on it.
And Pat is not here tonight.
They're away, yeah.
George Romaine, Solar Road, as chairman of the board here, the alternate, and only get called in when we have the hearing, and we don't have all the members there.
Right,
You'll get
but that doesn't prevent someone from attending the meetings to learn what the board is doing.
That's what I was gonna say. To my way of thinking, to be with you that belong to the hearing board, you need to know what's going on in meetings before. And then to just wait till you get called in and we just do it from our chair.
I appreciate that, George, thank you. Gentlemen?
I have no problem nominating Nadine for the alternate for the Planning Board.
And I will second that, especially seeing that the ZBA has Pat coming on as an alternate too, so I think she's doing plenty.
Yep.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, sorry.
I will recuse myself. So we will address the other 2, Conservation and Housing Commission, at our next meeting. Item number 5 is possible action, discussion and possible action on a 1-day alcohol permit for Dewey Memorial Hall, looking for beer and wine service on September 15th.
We have everything.
We do.
I'll make a motion that we give Dewey Hall a 1-day alcohol permit for beer and wine service on 9/15/2024.
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 So item number 6 is discussion and possible action regarding 1-day alcohol permits, and I just wanted to make a statement for the community. I want to remind the community that if you need a 1-day alcohol permit, they must be submitted on the Wednesday before our next scheduled meeting in order for the board to take action. All such requests need to be posted on our agenda, and that agenda needs to be legally posted for 48 hours before the meeting. This is a requirement of the state's open meeting law. This past week, we had a request come in on Monday, the 17th, which except for vacations would have been our normally regularly scheduled meeting, but that request was not submitted in time to be posted. That request was for Saturday's Pride event. Dropping the application the day of our meeting did not give us the time to do the 48-hour posting for legal action. Because this permit was needed that very weekend, and with a midweek holiday on Wednesday, the board had no opportunity to do a 48-hour posting within the regular work week. So we scheduled an emergency meeting on Saturday morning to approve this request. The board received calls and emails suggesting that the board was not supportive of this event and that we had intentionally canceled the meeting to not approve that request. There were questions as to why we were not accommodating. I want the community to clearly know this was not the case. We have legal requirements under the open meeting law, and everyone who serves on boards in town understands that things have to be posted on an agenda. So you as the community have an opportunity to come and speak in support or against what the board is making a decision on. For anyone to accuse this board of being anti-Pride is simply not true. Events held at the town park are usually booked months in advance. We wish to encourage those individuals and businesses who are using the town park and who are going to need permitting from the Board of Selectmen or from the Board of Health to apply the minute you know you're going to be a participant. The most recent event and that of the upcoming Sheffield Fair and other people's personal events are not sponsored by the town. It is not our responsibility to remind participants and planners of their responsibilities for licensing and permitting. So please, if you're using the town park, it is your responsibility to find out what's required to apply in a timely basis so that your board is not accused of being anti-whatever. Thank you. Update from Tri-Town Connector.
And table that for the next meeting.
Okay, table that. Discussion and possible action regarding grant letter of commitment for Berkshire Regional Planning Commission. Rhonda?
So this I'm handing out to you right now. It's for the BRPC, for them to provide planning assistance to, I think they've been working with the Planning Board and the Housing Commission, and so they're applying for those grant funds again and would like this letter of support being what are starting from.
Okay, so we just need a motion to
I'll
approve.
make a motion to approve the letter.
Second?
All those in favor? Aye. Item number 9 is discussion and possible action regarding agricultural preservation restriction, otherwise known as APR, project on Hewen Street. Rhonda, can you bring us up to date on this?
Sure. So you have in front of you, it's the Noel and Paul Wiles. It's on Hewen Street. And so they have to give the selectmen this intent, the letter of intent, and then you have to certify that you announced it at a public hearing, and then you have the ability to waive, I believe it's 120-day waiting period.
We waive it or we reduce it?
Waive it.
We waive it.
Okay.
We have the right to waive it.
Okay.
This land has been in 61A, so there will be no
There's no
change in
impact on taxes, no.
impact.
And so they are requesting that we waive the notice period, but that's up to you.
Okay. Gentlemen?
I see no reason not to make the motion to accept the waiting period.
Second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the application to waive the 120-day waiting period. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay, we have an update on the highway garage project. So I wanted to let you know that on June 10th, the Selectboard met along with our staff with designers that were interested in proposing a design plan for the renovation to the new highway garage, as well as the additional building and salt and sand shed. We had about 14 designers request packets. Only 2 showed up for the walkthrough. Rhonda, did we receive those packets
We
today?
received one.
We received 1 bid today. So it sounds like we won't have much of an opportunity to
Choose.
choose. But anyway, that's what's going on with the highway garage project. We'll address the bidding process in the next week,
At your next meeting,
At our
I'll have
next
a further update and
Okay.
where that's going to...
and we'll proceed from there. Ron, do you got anything else to add there?
I do not.
Okay. Discussion and possible action regarding curb cut. So we have a request for a curb cut for Mahawi Tent, who is putting in a new driveway to their new building, also at the town industrial park. They're requesting to move the driveway.
I don't think they're moving, I think they're adding a second driveway
Adding a
to go on with the new building that
Right.
they plan to construct.
Yeah, so we do have the highway superintendent's signature. Probably don't need the chief of police tonight, but we should follow up with it.
So if you approve it, then I wish you would do it a...
Subject to
Pending to. So I'll make a motion to approve pending police chief's signature.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further questions or discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, item number 12, discussion and possible action regarding mobile food vendor permit, Cousins Maine Lobster. This is an example of a timely application. They want to be at Big L Brewery on July 12th and on September 20th. I went through the packet and it looks like it's complete.
Certainly seem complete.
Yeah, and they've been in the area before.
I'd like to make a motion that we move forward on a food vendor permit for both of those dates for Creative Maine Lobster.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nobody. We have a second vendor application for Crepe Royale LLC. They'll be operating at 1375 North Main Street, which is Berkshire Welco, between noon and 6 on July 2nd and July 17th. Also a very complete application and timely.
You have everything. I'll make a motion that we approve a permit for, and I should have used for the dates first.
It's July 2nd.
July 2nd and 17th. And name of the operation?
Crepe Royale.
Crepe Royale.
I'll second.
Sounds delicious.
Does sound good.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Okay, item number 14. I don't see Renee with us tonight. I know that she was planning to speak on the bead challenge. That's B-E-A-D. I did a little research on it. The bead challenge has to do with, the acronym is a broadband equity access and deployment, and BRCP is putting out a test so that you can see what your broadband speed is. You have from June 20th to July 20th to take this simple little test. It tests your speed and it will let them know how we're doing here with broadband access. Rhonda, will you post this on the town website? It's pretty easy to just click on this link and it'll take you right to it as we continue to strive to improve digital equity here in Sheffield and Ashley Falls. Board member items. Bob?
I have nothing tonight.
Lee?
Nor do I.
So I have just one item. I wanted to thank the community members who came and attended the reception for Renee on June the 13th. We had a very full room of more than 50 people that came to pay honor to her for her dedication to the town. I also want to express my gratitude to our staff, Rhonda, Jill, and Ellen from the Selectman's office, and Phyllis E. Joyce, our town clerk, for arranging the food and beverages in such a lovely display. It was really beautifully done with flowers and candles, and it was a very nice event. And I just wanted to let the community know that no taxpayer dollars was spent on that. The Board of Selectmen paid for those refreshments.
And
Oh,
there's
where's Renee?
Are you already to the bottom?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I did just cover the bead challenge, but as long as you're here, take a breath and come to the podium.
Wow. Thank you. My name is Renee Board Administrator. As the board knows, we have been working on the MBI, the Broadband Equity Access and Deployment grant for over a year and a half. And it is finally time, by July 20th, for all Sheffield residents and small business owners to take what they call the bead challenge. As usual, this isn't quite as clearly defined as I would have hoped it would have been, but by tomorrow, I will have two-sided step-by-step working with the RBC as to how to take this bead challenge. It's actually not very hard, you just need to know where to start. And I will ask that this be put on the website if possible, okay? It'll also be in the library, and it will also be at the senior center. And I'll ask them to put it on the other websites too. Basically, you need just to go on to this place where there'll be an address and take a speed test. And your speeds will be recorded, and if you're below a certain speed threshold, the CC says is important, like 100 over 20 uploading, downloaded upload megabits per second, you will be asked to take 2 more speed tests, which, I mean, this takes a total of about 5 minutes each. And then if you're below that speed, you will have a challenge entered for you automatically. However, what I think is really important is when you need to take this at your home or at your business. Don't take it at the library, because that will record the library speeds, which are extremely fast, the same in the senior center. So take it at home with your laptop, your desktop, or your tablet computer. The other thing that I think is really exciting is that I know that there's a number of residents who for years have not been able to afford the installation of service. And we've all heard rumors of $10,000 to run the line of the hill, or that the line doesn't go in front of the house, so we need to pay to extend the line, and then you get your money up there. The thing that's really good is this gives us an opportunity to point those out and to challenge them. That's the key word, challenge. And I think we're a pretty good chance of getting money to fund this, because this is all about access. It's not about affordability. If you can't afford it, to be honest, they don't care. But if you can't get it, access, because it's so much money, and that's a relative figure, then I think we can challenge this. And I'm working with the RNC on this. So that'll be in here too. If you know anybody who doesn't have service and wants that, please have them, get in touch with me, maybe even through town hall, or just read this. The other thing is that this challenge has already started on June 20th, and it runs to July 20th, and that's it. This is a nationwide challenge, it's not a Sheffield challenge. But because of the timing on the speed tests, start by July 12th, ladies, because you're going to need 3 or 4 days to get all your speed tests. And if you start on the 20th, it's not going to work. So I just wanted to basically bring the board up to date on this. use this as an opportunity to get this on CTSB and let people know that this will be available tomorrow in the rack downstairs in the lobby at Town Hall, and also hopefully online as soon as that can be in the senior center, and also at the library. Are there any questions?
Thank you.
Is there going to be any mention of it in the Sheffield Times? It sounds like we want as many people to participate as possible. Is there anything you suggest any of us do to help promote people getting?
When you, I try to kind of, I read this all the time, but basically when you go on the map, you're going to put in your address. And hopefully it's going to come up with a little one of those pinpoints as your address. There's 1,700 X number of people who supposedly are served in Sheffield. There's, I think it's 76 or something who are unserved. And there's another number who are 74 who are not served, and another number who are underserved, which means they do not have the space. Everybody needs to do this because when I tell you frequently, you're paying for one thing, and it would be important to find out what you're actually getting. And they will show you the speeds for a few minutes, so you can note them down. There's a few other steps that I'm not mentioning, because I don't want to take 20 minutes of the board's time tonight. It's clearly written out. So I think it's important that we're so important to promote this, have you taken a challenge? Because this is a lot of training to help some people in town with access. There'll be more coming later with a grant to get equipment and training to send it. That's completely solid. That's another situation that we've talked about.
VRCPC put out a flyer today.
There's been an awesome amount of information that says nothing.
Yeah.
That this whole group has put out. The bottom line is to need to know what to do. And we have spent several days in doing this.
Okay.
Because NBI, there are two of them figured it out.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. It's good.
Town administrator items?
Can I just, another council, just speak.
Public comment.
I didn't call for the name. Saturday, 26th of May. I think that what Lee was asking was how else can we get people engaged other than, sort of promoting it elsewhere. When we did and I wanted to ask you this, when we did when Martin Mitchell was doing the internet speed tests, was a different program, was it? Or
Remember that a couple of years ago? Yeah. Very few people participated. Yeah. I'm going to ask Rhonda to also do an email blast on this. I think we probably did it then too, and we still didn't get a whole lot of activity.
Yeah.
But, here's our announcement. Please take the test.
And if that email blast opens on how important it is, that would be ideal.
Yeah. I posted, we made that very clear. I posted it on Nextdoor, the Sheffield Nextdoor, and I don't know whether we can have a little table at the farmers market one week or something like that to try and engage the people. But it's really difficult to. I'm happy to get this into information to anyone who wants to promote it. Just let me know. I'll make it. Okay.
Any other public comment? Fine.
Hey, Carl, I could do this. Just couldn't do it.
Bobby Silhurst of Dean Valley Road. First, I have to say thank you so much for the idea, Renee. It was so beautifully done, and we don't do this very often. You guys did an incredible job, so thank you. The question I have about bead, I was tested once, and it was just about non-existing service. And then they showed me how to do the test. A couple of weeks later, it shows great service. So is there any way to account for that? The 2 weeks ago, I went for 10 days with I had to go over to the school district and wanted to do any communication. Is there any way to account for the irregular?
So this is a question of Spectrum Service.
They couldn't figure it out. I don't know whose service it
You have
is.
to call Spectrum.
Yeah,
Service.
unfortunately, yeah.
So this would not be covered on.
No, and at present, we have no, if you send me an email, I'll forward it to my contacts at Spectrum, if that's all right with the board. Of
course.
At present, I don't think we have anyone as the...
Five-town.
representative to the five-town.
Not yet.
Send me an email.
Absolutely. I want to thank everybody. I know you had relatives, so you would be at graduation no matter what, but the support we had from our communities at graduation, it was beautiful. I mean, with our small graduating class, the support we had more than 2/3 channel filled, and it was a wonderful event, and we had a guest speaker for the first time, Smith Dignitati, who told us he had never, ever been invited to graduation.
I was shocked by that.
Me too.
Shocked.
When I went to Beth to say, he's retired, we gotta get him before everybody else, and we got the invitation, he called and said, is this a joke?
Yeah.
It was so wonderful, and we were so happy to have that happen to us. The other thing is, I want everyone in the community to know, if you were ever considering running for school committee, it's a good time. I mean, we may seem like we run a lot of meetings and there's a lot of work, but it is so important to our future that we have good people on our school committee. The time period has opened up. Anyone in the community who would like to find out more about it, feel free to contact me or any member of the school committee, but you must turn in petitions if you are running by July 23rd. And we will hopefully have a robust group of individuals. Apropos of Dennis's resigning, there is an appointed authority, for those of you in the world who don't know it out there, which consists of the 3 select board members and the remaining 3 school committee members from Sheffield. We are in the process, it's going on tomorrow, advertising for someone to fill Dennis's slot. So that's what I wanted to say, but I'll go back again to thank you for your celebration.
And Bonnie, the deadline on that application is earlier than July 28th, right?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right?
Yes, the deadline for filling Dennis's slot will be a letter of interest to Rhonda by July 8th.
Thank you, Bonnie. I wanted to also tag on to Bonnie that your nomination papers, if you're interested in running for school committee, have to be picked up at the school district's office. That isn't done at your town hall, it's done at the district office.
Thank you. I had it written down, but didn't see it.
Yeah, it gets a little complicated, so I just wanted to make sure people knew where to get their papers. Any other public comments? Jim, I knew you didn't come in here just to watch us.
I don't want to lose this opportunity.
Please, come to the podium.
The time is Jim Larkin, one of the other four, I think. So I want to tell you about my wish list. When I got along with I get reminded of every time I come to one ED, there's the audio. I can hear Bob, I can hear Danny, whoever I can't hear. And if a person is up here speaking away from those of us that are seats here, it might as well be foreign language. Language, my wish is that you have a professional, that's years ago, I didn't attend to a meeting, but of course you'd be sitting downstairs, you'd be sitting right here to there. So with a small room, this room just echoes like an echo chamber.
You're right.
I'm sure you're familiar with it, but I mean, this is a public meeting and it kind of takes away from the public. And
We do actually have audio devices for people. They just have to request that they be able to use one. But that we certainly can discuss having,
Advice is for who?
I think he's speaking about having a microphone there. Is that what you're saying?
he is.
Yeah.
They just didn't get put on the table.
I want to very confirm to see, because I heard it more than I did, to see whether that thing was super effective. They have a little different room, and I hear he has, and as tall as it so I just want you to think of my language.
Well, thank
I
you.
mean, it's kind of applying to have a public meeting, and nobody knows where
The commission-
you're informed, and it's hard to be informed.
The Commission on Disabilities has provided hearing-assisted devices to the town that we normally put out on the table so that people can access them. We're short of body, and I didn't have
They're
it.
not put out on the table. Our microphones are usually on the
Oh, our
But
microphones.
people can request a device to help them.
Well, your voice, you're speaking that, your voice is very hard to pick up.
I know.
Very hard.
And the microphones didn't get put on the
Yeah,
table.
you're right, the microphones did not get put on the table. Sorry, Jim, the microphones didn't get put on the table. That's Bob's fault, he's in charge of the microphones.
That doesn't need a mic.
I will make sure I get the microphones on the table next
We
time.
had a meeting prior to our meeting, and we weren't fully set up. My apologies for not having the microphones.
I understand, I mean, this has been forever, as far as I'm concerned, this problem of audio and for a citizen to be able to pick up word by word.
Thank you.
If you miss all the words, then it's a, whole situation, you miss the whole darn thing.
We appreciate you coming, Jim. Anything else? I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Thanks for coming.